behind specifying the establishment of medical marijuana distribution centers rather than directing that it be dispensed by licensed pharmacists like other regulated drugs?
Well, first of all, as far as dispensaries go, and again, we're only talking about 300,000 to 400,000 people in the state of Florida. If Polk County gets 57 dispensaries, I guess everybody's going to have their own personal dispensary in the state of Florida, as I extrapolate my numbers, but I'm not good at math either. The reason this is the way it has to be is, look, pharmacists know nothing about marijuana. It's a Schedule I drug. But people in Canada do, and people in Israel do, and people all over the world do. So the reason we have a dispensary is for people who know the most about it to help really sick people, so that Kathy Jordan doesn't have to break the law when she goes to her dispensary. When you go to a pharmacy, you're there to get Xanax and pills and cold pills and everything else. It's apples and oranges. And the pharmacists do a great job, but the people who know this business and who know this science will absolutely, utterly amaze you, because there is a real science behind all this.
Thank you. We're going to move right into our closing statements from each panelist, and we're going to start with Mr. Morgan. I'm going to turn this over to you.
Thank you all for letting me be here. I want to thank my co-panelists on both sides and tell you why I did this. All of us have a reason to get involved in charities. I'm sure that Kathy Jordan is hoping everybody does an ice bucket challenge before the week is over and we help cure ALS. For me, this is about my brother Tim. My brother Tim was hurt when he was 18 years old, paralyzed from the neck down, C6, C7. The only time I've ever cried in front of Tim was the first time I went to see him when he was 18 years old and he was spinning on a gurney. I've probably cried 500 times plus about Tim since that time. His suffering is immeasurable. His loss of dignity has been unbelievable. If Tim was to survive without the marijuana he uses, he was up to 7 Xanax a day. That would put down a horse. My brother Tim, the pain, as he describes it, starts in the tip of his toes and races to his brain, and it's like a brain freeze. If he feels it coming, he takes a hit of marijuana, it's gone. His spasms jump out of make his legs jump out of the chair. One hit of marijuana stops those spasms. The Jordans have met him. My brother Tim's suffering has been too much. This summer he called me, and he was in such bad shape. He said, "John, I think I'm going to die." This last Friday, he was at ORMC because he thought he was going to die again. And I said, "Tim, why didn't you take a hit of marijuana?" And he said, "I was asleep." He's in real bad shape. This stuff works, and I've seen it, and I know it. For all of you who don't have an illness or an affliction or a disease, God bless you. But one day you're going to, or somebody close to you is going to, and this is going to be here for you. And it's going to be here for you, and I'll tell you why. Because you're not scared of marijuana. You know it works. You know the truth. And at the end of the day, the reason I'm confident it's going to work and it's going to pass is because the people of Florida are compassionate. The people of Florida are smart. Multiple sclerosis doesn't pick political parties. AIDS doesn't pick Democrats or Republicans or independent. It just picks people. This is the moment of our lifetime in Florida to do something where we don't have to rely on politicians. we can just rely on ourselves to go back and to go out and for God's sake vote and vote for compassion. And when you do it for the people.
Thank you, Mr. Morgan. Chair Judd?